Siddharth, sir.
Hi, hello, Dr. Ajit. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay. Do you want me to explain it now?
Yes, it will be better, sir, because
Okay.
most of the guys are like thinking, what is this action research? And like I think at the beginning, let's little bit give them a peek.
Okay, great. The main thing, you can Google about action research. It's a research methodology. So the main difference is that it should be something that is actionable, right? That is, you have to perform some experiments, or you have to apply what you are proposing, right? And then come to some conclusion. So it can be some software development, it can be a new teaching methodology, it can be related to more into education or more into IT. It doesn't really matter. It is the research methodology, the approach that that is different, right? So what I mean is you can develop last year, some people developed websites, some apps to support teaching and learning. So after doing that development, you have to put it into practice, right? Put it into a classroom context, right? Or online classroom, or also okay. So depending on the project, right? But you have to do some action, right? Then compare the results, right? So what we are basically saying is like just a survey is not enough. Just application development is also not enough, right? So there are more education, social science related educational research where you do a survey, right? Literature survey, and you give questionnaires, interview people, teachers, students, and you can do research like that, right? So at the end of the project, you have some conclusion based on your survey and other research that you have done, right? That does not have any action, right? You don't have to do any active things with in a classroom context for that kind of research, right? So that is one type that we have to avoid, right? We don't want you to do just survey type of research. Then IT related ones are there where you just develop some IT tool, right? Some people develop websites, apps, right, for online teaching, learning, right, without putting them into a real classroom setting, right? We don't want that either, right? So that is, you can do IT related projects, right? You can do app developments, website developments, software developments related to education, right? And that's totally fine. You can go look at new educational paradigms, right? Propose new things. Everything is okay as long as you put it into action. You have to apply it in a classroom setting or some learning, teaching, learning environment, and do experiments and come into a conclusion, right? That's what we mean by action research. Okay, if you need any clarifications, please ask now.
Thank you very much, Dr. Siddharth. Students, can you, if you have any questions or any doubts regarding this action research, can you please clarify it with Dr. Siddharth? No, you can ask questions. Students, you guys have any questions regarding the action research? Nishant, any issue? Do you get any queries from students?
Not really, sir. I think I have some questions regarding the document, but I think we can discuss that one later. So
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So I think Dr. Siddharth, sir, like they are okay
Okay.
with the action research. So thank you very much for your great advice.
Okay, thank you very much. So I wish our second batch all the best. I hope all of you finish the dissertation on time and graduate within the year. So wish you all the best and thank you very much, Dr. Rajda.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Bye.
Okay, students, so let's go through the document actually. So I think now you have a good idea about what kind of research, like the structure of the research you need to do. It's not a complete research-based or like implementation-based research, like a normal MSc, like a software MSc or like a cybersecurity MSc. It's not basically a like 100% research-based where you do a questionnaire or something like that. But you need to do something in between. You have to develop some product or something, some idea, and then you have to test it out using a particular audience, right? And then by involving that audience, you need to prove that there is an improvement using your process. Okay. All right. So this document basically generated by the previous coordinator, Dr. Anuradhi. So I gave her my thanks for preparing this document. So mainly any issue regarding this process? So basically the weight is the more important point in here. So you will get 20% for your project proposal. And this time, I think not like last year, we're going to have verbal proposal presentations, and we are going to like conduct verbal presentations, and then you need to present your proposal and defend your proposal, and the panel will ask questions regarding the proposal, and then you need to answer to those questions, right? And then the proposal will be accepted, and then the thesis will have a weight of 65% of the entire mark. And at the end, you're going to have the defense presentation or the oral presentation, final presentation, where the weight is 15%. Okay, so if you prepare any additional conference papers, like IEEE International, if you participate to an international conference or publish your research work in a journal, a peer-reviewed journal, you will get additional points. Okay. And basically, you need to start your research in this semester, the second semester, beginning of the second semester. And according to the timeline, at the end, you can see the time frame, the project time frame. So within nearly around like 8.5 or like roughly around 9 months, like you need to finish your research. Okay, and the oral presentation will be scheduled by that time. Okay, so moving back to this the process. So currently you are at the very beginning, though it is saying like usually within 2 to 3 weeks at the beginning of the semester, because we have like already passed nearly like 3 weeks or like almost 4 weeks on this semester. So let's mark today's day as the 0th week, and then let's proceed with the timelines from this week onwards. Okay, so from this week to the next, within next 2 or 3 weeks, you need to find a supervisor and have a preliminary discussion with the supervisor and do a literature survey. Okay, and then you have to submit the project outline, planning, and the starting of the project. And then you need to start the project basically. Okay, so with next from that point onwards, 6 to 7 weeks, you need to have we're gonna schedule the proposal presentations. Okay, and then from 7 to 15 weeks, you need to carry out the project and do whatever the you need to implement the action research, and then you need to evaluate it. that you will come across the preliminary conclusions. Okay, so 16 to 17 week, the presentation of work carried out at the midterm process progress review seminar. So there will be a midterm review presentations in 16 to 17 week, and then from there to until the 30th week, you need to continue the project and complete the project. And by the 31st week, you need to complete your work and you need to prepare, start writing the thesis. Okay. If you have a really good connection with your supervisor, by this time as well, you can write each and every you can do the literature survey part, okay, in the thesis, not in the proposal. So you can finish those parts while you are doing the research, and you can parallelly by this time you can partially complete your thesis as well parallel. Okay, that's the best option I think you can take, because you can start the thesis at this time, but you know it will take some time to warm up, and it will take some time to communicate with your supervisor. So the next because you will only have like 3 weeks left. Okay, so by that 3 weeks it will be like a little bit troublesome. So if you have the continuous connection or the communication with your supervisor, by this time you can finish like the preliminary chapters of your research, and you can do the review process piggybacking with your supervisor a couple of times, and by this time you can get only thing remaining in your thesis will be from result evaluation to the conclusion. Okay, so I'm thoroughly advising you to do that process, so you will be not lagging in any stage of your thesis writing. Okay, and in the 31st week, you need to complete the project work and preparation and submission of the draft thesis to the supervisor. So this can be a draft. So that's why I told you, like, if you have already finished writing a couple of chapters with your supervisor, basically you can have the flow, and you can verify the flow with your supervisor on those chapters by this time. Okay, and then you can proceed with the other writing, the evaluation, and up to the conclusion. And then by the 32nd week, you need to submit the final draft in loose bind form of the project thesis to the department. Okay, and then by by 34th week, we're gonna schedule the oral presentation. So that's the main process. Okay, all right. So in the document, it says like your thesis should contain not less than 10,000 words, 10,000 plus words. So make sure to have a proper writing style. Don't write so many gibberish things in your thesis. Summarize it actually, because it's a master's thesis. So write all the point, things to the point, rather than like going through like loads of explanations. You got what I'm saying, right? And you need to submit a soft copy of the final thesis to the department on before notifying the deadline by the course coordinator. So I will post this deadline, and you need to upload your thesis, the soft copy of your thesis to the LMS, basically. Okay, and make sure you when you're during your submission, like you need to submit the final version. Like if you submit any document mistakenly as the final document, and if you want to do a resubmission, then it will take as a late submission. Okay, and the submission deadline will be really strict, and before the submission deadline, if you are unable to conduct the research, and if you are willing to by any chance, unluckily, if you want to move it to the next year, you need to do that process by this time. Okay, requesting to extend your research, right? Basically, don't try to do that, guys, because as you all may know, like you have to finish this. Like it's better to finish your masters within 2 years. Okay. Okay, then always like in here, like it lists down the responsibility of the student and the role of the supervisor. So I hope you guys have gone through like read through these points. So I will not explain each point by point. The main thing I need to point out in here is that supervisor is only the guide of your work. Okay, so if you don't have a particular continuous communication with your supervisor, by the end, during the oral presentation, if you send the supervisor the documents, or if you only contacted your supervisor during the submission time, which frequently we see with the bachelor students, and you send the thesis right before the submission deadline, or in the exact deadline date, or a couple of days before, the supervisor will not be able to review your document. And if you haven't contacted your supervisor, he or she will not be able to defend you in the final presentation or any of the presentations. Okay, so in that case, like when the panel is asking you questions, and if you have any issue in during that time, unfortunately, like let's say like due to a language issue, or due to like you got frightened, or you were shocked in this presentation, that kind of a thing, then during the like the mark evaluation process, the panel will have a discussion before like finalizing the mark. So that time, if you have a good relationship between your supervisor, and if the supervisor knows that you have done a good job, and like there's something happened during the presentation, he or she will defend you. Okay, so if you don't have a really good connection with your supervisor, she or he will not be able to perform that step. So that's why I ask you, please have a really good communication with your supervisor. And again, when you are going to the, if you are in any stage, if you are going for do a PhD in like a abroad country, or like in here, definitely that university will ask a recommendation from your previous supervisor most of the time. So in that case, in order to get a good recommendation, even when you're applying for academic jobs in government universities or private universities, most of them require letter from the supervisor, like recommendation letter. So in order to get that, you have to have a really good communication with the supervisor and a really good connection with your supervisor. Okay, so please keep that in mind from the beginning, very beginning. Don't send the present, like I had faced this issue. If you send the document right before the deadline, couple of days back, the supervisor will not be able to help you. Okay, so that's why I told you, like write your thesis chapter by chapter, and once you finish each and every each chapter, send it to the supervisor to review it. So then from the very beginning of your project, the supervisor will engage in your work, and he or she will understand what you are doing. And if something goes wrong while he is reviewing the chapters like continuously, he or she will be able to guide you pretty easy. Okay, so then this is the template of your thesis. Okay, so I think I'm not gonna discuss this one. Okay, so you have to follow this like this structure. Okay, so basically any issue with this structure, or any unclear point or any unclear topic of this structure, because it's already like in the future, like in this document, structure of your dissertation, it is explaining, like Dr. Anuraj has explained each and every like the point, or the like the chapter. Any issues regarding this document, guys? Any unclear point? Nishanta, you told me that at the beginning, like you have some issues to clarify.
Yes, sir, it says 2 formats, but it's only, I can see only one.
Two formats.
Yeah, there are some text I have seen that Dr. Manraj has mentioned there are 2 formats. You can select one. One of the so I think it's in the same line, structuring your dissertation section, sir.
Structuring your dissertation.
Yeah, in that chapter it says 2 formats. I think it's only describing only one format. Do we have it? In that chapter,
format one.
yeah, only format one. There, it's a one line above. So it's saying there are two formats. You can select one of them, but it's okay. So it's only one format is available here.
Okay. I'll have a look on that one. Composite design. Okay, only one is I mean mainly I think maybe she took this like document from a general template. So they may have two formats, one for action research and one for the normal research. I will have a look,
Okay.
like update you guys. Okay. So basically, in your dissertation, what you need is, as I have written like a couple of dissertations throughout my life, right? For my degree. So main thing is like you need to have a like title page. Already, like you have to have like a proper title page, and you have to have a declaration, and then abstract. Abstract means the poor like the how to say, the essence of your research. Okay, so only one or two paragraphs, you have to like summarize all the like what you have done and what is the conclusion. So you can only write abstract once you finish the research. Okay, so anybody who is interested in your the thesis, and if you present this to an interview panel, so what they will do is mainly they will go through the abstract and get an idea what you have done and what you have achieved. So that should be reflected in the abstract. Then acknowledgement, like you can acknowledge your dissertation to the people who you need and who helped you. And here the table of contents. And in the table of contents, you have to separate list of figures and list of tables into two separate tables. Okay. So when you are writing this this thesis, you can follow. You can use Word, or like if you are going for the hard way like latex or latex, you can use like in Word. When you are using Word, you can generate the table of contents and even the references using the Word writer, right? You guys know that one, right? Guys, okay, let me show you. This is a Word document, right? And this is actually my thesis, the PhD thesis. So what you need to do is you can generate these like the table of contents. So you can go to referencing and you can go here, table of contents. So you can generate the table of content from here. So what it will do is, like, if whenever you do a change, you can right click here and then update the entire table. So all the page numbers will be automatically aligned. Okay, generate. So please follow. Use this table of contents. You can add the same list of figures from there. Okay. And then for the for the references, you can generate the references using this one. Okay. So in the under references, you have the citations. So manage source. You have to select the reference type, IEEE, like you can select mainly like IEEE Harvard is the mainly used version, like different versions we are using in the British style. Okay, so currently we have to use IEEE. So then if you click on manage sources, okay, then in here you need to add whatever the topics, I mean the references. Okay, and this is my list. Okay, so at the beginning it will be harder to manage this list, but once you add it in the correct order. Okay, so if you click on new, these are the things you need to select. If it is you are referring to a book, journal, report, or a website, so depending on the type of the reference, the fields will differ. Can you see? So fill out all the details as much as you can. So then it will automatically generate the reference. And when you're adding a reference, you can select here and add the reference, whatever the reference. And when you are like, if you like when you're writing through the like the document, if you want to add another reference before an existing reference, you just only need to place the placeholder, and all the numbering in the final reference page will be generated automatically. Okay, so only what you need to do is add the reference, like automatically generate a reference table in here. Okay, and you have to right click and update it. That's it. That's all what you need to do. Okay. And in here, these are the like the table of figures or list of figures or table of figures. So use these the tools in the Word. So it will be really easy. Okay. And again, when you are referring the tables and figures, tables always the definition or the figure title comes at the end of the figure in the center. Okay, the format is center. Okay, like this way. And if you have any tables, the table topic comes at the top. So please use this format. Okay, and the style is center. Okay, all right. So those kind of things you can use, and even like I would like to show you one more thing. If you go to view, and if you select this outline view, it will summarize everything into a very readable way. Like you may find like, okay, this is not what is this? Like this is you can't see anything, right? But what you need to do is you can select whatever the levels. Okay. So if you select level 1, you can see the structure of your thesis. So you can see the flow. You can easily see if whether your thesis is in a particular order. So if you want to check the level 2 or level 3, then you can see, you can make sure that all the required like points you have covered under that level. Okay. So use those kind of things, like in order to map into here, like you need to select a proper heading style in the report. If I close the report in here, like you need to select a proper like a heading style. So those styles will be mapped with the outline view. Okay, guys, everybody clear? Okay. So then moving in here, like in the introduction, you need to say why you are doing this research. Okay, you have to get an introduction. So mainly think you are writing like you are telling a story about your research. Okay, so at the starting point, you say like in a fairy tale, like in a format like these kind of like as an example, let's say like you are doing something in virtual reality as an example, right? So you can get a starting point, like what is the importance of virtual reality and how it affects the today's context. Okay, and then you can say, okay, because of this interesting like technology, these kind of research are getting performed, and what these kind of outcomes are gonna coming through those research, and this is what you are trying to do, something like that. Okay, then you can go to the literature review. Under the literature review, you are saying these kind of existing research are there, and those research have these things in like currently like they propose these things, they have implemented these things, they have found these things, but these kind of issues are there in this research, and that is the point you are targeting, or that is the gap you are trying to address in your research. Okay, so at the end of the literature review, you can say, okay, though these kind of research are conducted in this area, this is the point you are going to address by your research. Okay, then whatever the methods that you are going to follow in order to overcome your research, okay, in implementing your research, and you have in the evaluation level, you can say how you evaluate the research, and in the results, what kind of results have you come across through the implementation and evaluation process, or the like the application and the evaluation process. And then in the discussion, you need to discuss the results. Okay, discuss your findings, and then using those findings, like discussed values, you can conclude your research. Okay, in the recommendation, you can like I don't like this word recommendation. We can have a future vision or something like that. In the future vision, you can say like, okay, you have found these things to be implemented. It's better to implement in your area, but due to the time factor, you did not implement those things, so you can make them as future work. Okay, or whatever the things during your research you may you came across that these kind of additional things will be improve your research. Those kind of things you can list down in the future vision. Okay, then you can have the references, all the references, all the material, like the material you have used, refer them, add them as the references, and use those references throughout the document. Okay, as I told you earlier. And then appendices, if available, if any supporting materials are available. So that's the basic flow of your research, the thesis. Okay, and during the oral presentation, basically the presentation is length of the presentation is 15 minutes, and 15 minutes you have to present your thesis or your research. Okay, within exactly, like the time limit is like a really the evaluation panel will be really strict. So if let's say you have only one slide left and the 15 minutes has expired, the panel will ask you to stop the presentation. If you are halfway through, still you have to stop the presentation exactly after 15 minutes. Okay, and after that the panel will go through the question and answer session, and during that like 5 minutes or like 5 to 10 minutes, the panel will gonna ask questions and you should be able to defend yourself. Okay, so that's the main flow of the your thesis or the research or the dissertation process. So do you have any questions up to this point? Any unclear point, guys? Nishanta, any queries from students?
Not personally received, sir. They have a concern of the selecting supervisors and picking the topics. That is the, I think, main challenge right now.
So mainly what you need to do is first you need to select the topic by yourself. Like you need to like that's why I mean, you need to think about what you need to research and the interesting area of yourself in research. And then once you finalize and not finalize, once you have a topic, then try to find out a supervisor who is like in a university, who is the research area. If you go to the profiles of the like the staff members in academic profiles, you can see like as an example, if you are doing NLP, so there are like if there is a lecturer who's saying like he or she is her or his I mean research area is NLP, then you can straight away go and contact him or her. Okay, so likewise you have to find out a proper supervisor from kind of like according to your research area. Okay, and one student asked me about the any guideline for the proposal. I think there are some kind of guidelines. I will upload them to the LMS. Okay, if there are any proposal guidelines. Okay. So within next 3 weeks, you need to like finalize your like find a supervisor and like have a preliminary discussion with the supervisor. Like just like give them a call and like send them a message saying like, okay, I would like to discuss. This is my research idea, and I would like to discuss you regarding this idea, and like I would like to take you as my supervisor. Discuss with couple of supervisors. Okay, that's no problem. And then select whatever the appropriate supervisor according to your discussion. Okay, you need to start the research from today. Okay. reference website for the research. I mean, there is no one particular reference website. So you can, if you like, Google is your friend, like even like whatever whoever the person's like basically you have to read so many research papers. Okay. So once you like think of a particular topic, let's say as an example, this is just an example. Okay. Like it's not totally related to this this topic, but let me say I'm going to generate develop a first person shooter game. Okay, so in that case I will search the research on first person shooter gaming. Okay, and then read about the whatever the existing research and get an idea about from those scholarly documents which are the issues are in the current context and what are not issues that are not addressed. So I can, if that one of those issues is the issue that I'm trying to focus on my research, then I will be writing my thesis on that one. I mean, I can like not writing thesis, I can start my thesis like the research on that topic, something like that. Okay, so you can there are like so many websites that you can like there are some I mean website you can download, they give freely like access to references, I mean journals, or like IEEE papers. Even like through our library system, I will discuss the library access with the librarian, and I will let you know, as I told you like yesterday. So from those library resources as well, you can access particular publishers. Okay, and download the papers. Yes, you must combine IT with education in the research. That's why Dr. Siddharth told at the beginning, you need to conduct an action research where you need to do some evaluation in the education field. Okay. Any other issues, guys?
So can we select the supervisor from any university or particular?
Basically, you can have an external supervisor as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
I think maybe you need to have an internal supervisor. I don't know about that one. Okay. So I will check you and like let you know.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Last year we had some couple of external supervisors actually. Let me check from the supervisor list. Any other queries, guys? Yes, we have 3 projects actually from last year where the supervisors were from the other universities. Okay, basically the like the students usually select the supervisors who are doing lectures for them. Okay, if you can select yes, you can select any supervisor if the research area is standing with his or her area. No problem. But guys, don't select one supervisor. Everyone don't try to select one supervisor, because there will be a limitation for that particular supervisor. So for as it says, like first come first serve based, the supervisors will be accept the projects first come first serve based pattern. Okay. Yeah, plagiarism. You have to really be strict on the plagiarism. So you should not have we're gonna go through like some tools and like put your document through that tools. Like remember, guys, do not like copy anything like that. That's why we have the references in the thesis, right? So in any like academic material, even your when you are submitting your assignments or like during like the exams, you should not have this plagiarism. Okay. So last year, like most of the last year examinations, which I like of my subjects and some other subjects as well, I have seen the students even during the online examination, they directly copy the things from the internet. So never ever do that. Okay. So that is plagiarism. Okay. So you cannot like copy and paste whatever the things as you have written them. So that is not an examination. Okay. So in the thesis, you should not do that. If you refer something, if you are copying and pasting directly from there, like there are ways to different levels of referencing, right? You can use double quotes saying like you have exactly copied the entire text, but do not have like entirely copy them and like reference them. That's another thing. You can do it like there is a limitation. Okay. So do not try to straight away copy and paste the things from the internet. Okay. Any other queries, guys? Let's say you need to describe a protocol. Okay. So in that case, you can refer to that RFC where the protocol is defined. Okay. So when you're like writing the definition or like writing something from that RFC, because if you say if you are trying to describe TCP protocol, like it's always stateful protocol, right? So likewise there are certain words, but write them in your own words. That means like don't directly copy it from the RFC or whatever the document. Just write it in your word. This is how this is my point of view of this protocol, something like that. Okay. How can we select two supervisors? You don't need to select two supervisors. You need to discuss with a couple of supervisors and take whatever the supervisor that you are like. Sometimes if you are lucky, like you contacted one supervisor and you feel that you can do your research with that supervisor, and you can select that supervisor without like searching for another supervisor. Or else you can like kind of discuss with a couple of supervisors and select the particular like the exact match as you need.
Okay.
Everyone okay, guys? Okay, then I think we can end this meeting. So I wish you all the best for your research. Make sure like keep these points in your head always, and then make sure to go through this document. Even if you have any doubts, please let me know. Okay, let's clarify it. Like within the next 3 weeks, make sure to select your title, and I will share a Google document. You have to add there like whatever the topic you are planning to do, and the supervisor details. Okay, so I will collect them through the LMS through the dissertation course page, and please make sure to add whatever the materials I requested by the deadlines as I mentioned. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then thank you very much, guys. So see you guys on next week. I hope you guys will find a supervisor and a proper supervisor. Just in case if you don't find any proper supervisor or anything, like just let me know. Let's discuss and like make sure to find it by yourself. That is the most easiest way. Okay, so discuss with the lecturers and then try to find one. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so thank you very much for participating for this discussion. I hope you have sort out whatever the issues you had in your heads. So thank you very much, guys. Have a good night and have a nice week ahead, and try to finish this within this next 3 weeks. Okay. All right. I will add the deadlines, the timeline updating with the deadlines in the LMS as well. Okay. So thank you very much, guys. See you guys on next week.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Thank you very much.